Hi everyone. In our 7th grade Elevate group today, we are learning about integer multiplication rules. In this lesson, there are 3 of them that we need to highlight. The first rule is that any number multiplied by 1 will result in the product of the original number, right? So 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Rule number 2. If you are multiplying a factor by negative 1, the product will be the same, but the sign will be its opposite. So we have 4 times negative 1. The product is still 4. However, because we multiplied by a negative 1, the sign changes from positive to now negative. And then the last rule is where students are going to live for a majority of the lesson. So students should know that a positive number times another positive number gives you a positive product. Positive factor times a negative factor gives you a negative product. Negative times a positive gives you a negative product. And a negative factor times another negative factor gives you a positive. So all these rules are going to be used today. Encourage students to utilize this first page as their anchor chart throughout the lesson. So they'll be flipping back and forth to remember the rules, to solidify their answers. So after you walk them through the intro, launch them into a 2-minute turn and talk. Damon tries to multiply 2 negative numbers in his head. 2 negative numbers, right, being multiplied. So we want to think, okay, my rules around multiplying numbers with positive and negative signs, students should be looking here to figure out their response already, right? He says that the product is negative 75. What would you tell Damon about his work? Right? So students should say, okay, well, what do I know about multiplication rules of integers? Well, it says multiplying 2 negative numbers. I know that when I multiply 2 negative numbers, my product should be positive. So Damon getting negative 75 is actually incorrect. He should have gotten positive 75. And then from there, you are going to show students for about 5 minutes what it looks like to multiply negative and positive numbers. The first one is students are going to be multiplying 2 negative numbers. So negative 3 times negative 4, because the signs are the same, they should know that it will result in a positive product. Then they can go ahead and do their math as they would. 3 times 4 is 12. Because, again, we know that it's 2 negative numbers being multiplied, we know that our final product is just positive 12. Whereas in this example, even though it's a word problem, students are multiplying a negative 5 times a positive 4. Our multiplication rules tell us that multiplying a negative number times a positive number will result in a negative product. Doing our math per usual, 5 times 4 gives us 20, so our answer is going to be negative 20. Now, this lesson doesn't come with a traditional exit ticket, so I would love to see students working on the odd numbers with a partner or independently, and then based on how they do, gradually release them to their 5-minute exit ticket, which is the even numbers. This will be out of 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 5 is an A+. 4 out of 5 is a B. 3 out of 5 is a C. 2 out of 5 is an F. 1 out of 5 is an F. And a 0 out of 5 is also an F.